That leg. Oh my god, that leg. I like that leg. Leg.
Boom. Perillo.
Lickworthy. Ooh, Sniff-worthy. Harry Potter guy. Star Wars guy. Hashtag Planet of the Apes guy. Out-of-box collector guy. Predator guy. Hashtag Alien guy. Hashtag Nerf guy. Hashtag
Feet guy.
All right, we're here at the Melbourne Comic and Toy Fair. I've never done this before, so this is exciting. This is Nyan. He is the what would you call yourself? The president. The president.
Yeah.
Of the event. So thanks for coming on, mate.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And obviously, thanks for inviting me to this thing. So I guess obviously I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're busy, but I guess some of the questions I have for you. A lot of us are nerds and collectors, and we've probably fantasized about putting on our own event, you know, like SimpleSimon Con or something weird like that. What goes into putting on a big event like this?
A lot of work. This has been 4 to 5 months of work, steady work, full-time job, you know, emails, bookings.
Promotion.
Yep. Promotion. Yep.
Because this is the second event.
This is the second one, yeah.
When was the first one? Because it was last year, but what month was it? October. Okay, so it wasn't that far away, long ago. But I remember, I think you were at the Giant Size, right? Handing out, promoting it, right?
Yeah.
And for your first event, it was a really, you went all out. You weren't trying a small little thing. You were trying to go straight to the big leagues almost, right?
It wasn't meant to be that way.
Okay.
It ended up that way. Yeah. It was only meant to be 2 courts, and then it ended up being 4. Yeah.
What do you mean by 2 courts?
That side only.
Oh,
the
okay.
Side, yeah.
But then you had so many people gain interest.
Correct. Yeah.
So what kind of work goes into getting vendors? Is it just you approaching people, introducing yourself, and stuff like that?
Yeah. Emails, talking to people, Facebook, following them, liking them, chatting to them. Yeah. Handing out flyers. Yeah. It's all the usual, marketing stuff that you would do, I guess. Yeah.
And what's one of the tougher things about doing an event like this? Or what are the nerves leading up to the event?
No one's going to show up.
But you have some idea because obviously you have pre-sold tickets and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess you never know what's going to happen on the day. You know, you can plan.
Sorry, I was just going to shout it. No, you keep going.
You can potentially plan for any contingency and things will always still pop up. So I guess you can't plan for 100%.
Let's quickly shout at some people in the chat. Old Wolf jumped in, interviewing the president. That's right. I get the big guns on my channel. And we got Nostalgia Button, Sizz Dog, all the way from the other room.
The other side.
There you go. Excellent. So you're a collector yourself, I imagine?
Yes.
What are some of the things that you collect?
I collect a variety of things. My big one, though, is the lenticular movie posters that were here last time.
Yeah. I remember those.
So that's my collection.
That's an interesting thing to collect.
Yeah. So they're cinema posters.
Yeah.
But they're 3D motion posters. Yeah. They're cool.
That's an interesting thing to collect. I can't say I know too many people. What do you collect? I collect lenticular movie covers. What about comic books? Do you collect lenticular comic book covers and things?
Yes.
Is it just lenticular in general?
Comics, yes. Trading cards, yes. If it's anything else, probably not. Yeah. Okay. But the posters is the main thing. Yeah.
And I guess collector's editions of movies and things like that?
Yep. DVDs, Blu-rays, yep, correct.
So, and how did you come up with the idea of wanting to do an event? And what inspired that?
20 years of thinking about it.
Okay. All right.
20 years of thinking about it. And then we also run, as you know, All for Kids Market.
Yes.
And we decided why not do a collector's market? And then,
did you start doing that first before this big event? Did you already do the collector's market?
No.
Or you just went, because the Melbourne Comic and Toy Fair from last year.
Yes. Was the first event.
Obviously, I love going to these things. And when I saw all the promotion and stuff coming out, I was like, this looks like it's going to be a big deal. And then you reached out to me, which is super cool. That never happened before. And asked me, obviously, if I wanted to come to the event. I was like, of course I do. And I was going to come anyway. But I was really impressed with the way you went about promoting it. Everyone seemed to know about it. you sold out of, tickets pretty quickly.
Yep.
And even on the day when I got here, I was just like, man, you've done a fantastic job for
Thank
your
you.
first event, man.
Thank you.
Hopefully it's just going to continue to grow.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Is there any other things you want to, I guess, because you run this more like a convention rather than just a toy fair and comic fair.
Yes.
It's called Comic and Toy
Yeah.
Fair, but you run it more like a convention. You got
Correct.
artists, creators, and things. Is there other things you would like to have in the future, I guess?
One big thing, I guess, a lot of other people are saying it, cosplay. Getting into the cosplay side.
There's been a couple of cosplayers today.
There has been a few, yeah.
It's not the best day to cosplay, though.
I know.
Yeah.
But definitely cosplay, I think, is something that we'll look into in the future. Maybe not just yet, but down the track.
I think the way to do that, maybe I know a lot of other events here have like a cosplay competition
Yep.
and things like that.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of the sellers, they've told me this. If you have a cosplay event where it's going to be a competition, you want to have it later in the day because apparently once the cosplay event's over, everyone goes home.
Everyone goes home.
That's it. Awesome.
But yeah, we've got the artist alley already.
Yeah.
Great turnout today with them. Yeah, and I think that's something different for these smaller events to incorporate that into
And it's
not
definitely
just comics and toys.
yeah, and it's cool to have that crowd too because I think the more you build on this event and the more that people know that creators and things are going to come, then obviously it's going to get more popular. So,
Correct. Yeah.
that's awesome. All right. Well, I know you're nervous right now. So before I go, do you want to plug some events that you got coming up?
Yeah. So
For the locals, that is, obviously.
for the locals. So we've got two of our big events coming up. Is the Slabbed Card Fair on the 14th of July.
Oh, that's yours too.
That's ours. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
That's in Diamond Creek.
Yep.
And then in September 22nd, back here for the Melbourne Comic Toy Fair again.
So September,
22.
put it in your calendars.
You've heard it first here.
That's right. Exclusive. I got it. Is there any smaller collector markets?
There
between
is. Yep. April 21st in Broadmeadows.
Mhm.
And then back in Diamond Creek again on the 5th of May. So they're the smaller, more intimate events. Yeah.
Which are worth going to as well. So I've been to a few of those now. Excellent. All right, mate. Well, I'll let you get back to your thing. You got a big night ahead of you,
I do, yeah.
packing up and everything.
I've been here since 5 a.m. yesterday morning.
This guy.
Yeah.
He just told me he slept in the car park. That's how hard this guy works. It's crazy.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for
Cheers.
coming on.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Have a good one.
Take care, man.
Enjoy the
I'll
rest
come
of
say
your
bye
time.
before you head out.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
See you, Nine. All right. So what have I got planned for the rest of the stream? I don't know how long I'll be on for, but I'm going to have a guest on, and he's going to show us what he picked up today. He's a big-time collector. He's a member of the channel, and he's going to be making his actually not his first. We're going to call it his first full appearance. He made a cameo at the Giant Size Toy Fair, and his name is Michael. What are we going to call you? Annoying customer? Yeah, we'll just call him the annoying customer because he's on Instagram. So check him out. It's annoying_customer77. Correct?
Yes.
There you go. So check him out on Insta. He's what do you collect, Nick?
Hot Toys, Star Wars, vintage, NECA figures, vintage Transformers, a lot of vintage toys. Some Marvel Legends.
Marvel Legends as well.
A bit of this, bit of that. Lego.
Lego.
Yeah.
And have you been collecting since you were a kid? Like,
Yeah.
is it one of those things where you've always collected from the start, or did you have a break and then you got older and realized the nostalgia and things like that?
Yeah, it was sort of I think it was the teenage years where you stop and then you sort of come into your early 20s after everything and then start collecting again and think, why not? Yeah.
I didn't get back into it until like my mid 30s again. So I had like a solid 20 years off all this stuff before I I've always been somewhat of a collector, but I never looked at it as that. And now I'm definitely a collector. Like I've been in the game now for a few years. So, all right, we're going to check out what you got, man. So this guy's been here since the early bird session, which was what? You got here, 8:30 in the morning?
Yeah, 18.
We're now closely approaching 2 o'clock. And the first thing he's going to show us is his first ever pop vinyl. My goodness, it's a rabbit hole that he's about to jump into. So you can hold it up to the camera if you want. I'm sure it's angle it off. So this is Mick's first ever pop vinyl. What's going on, Matt and Andrew? Yes, we're live at the Toy Fair. And congratulations to Keep On Collecting for hitting 1K. Rocky from Rocky and Bullwinkle pop vinyl.
Yes.
Why is this your first pop vinyl?
Because I was never into them, and I always loved Rocky and Bullwinkle as a kid, and basically, yeah, it was just you can't really buy a lot of Rocky and Bullwinkle toys.
Do you have a collection of Rocky and Bullwinkle stuff?
No, not at all.
Okay.
This would have to be my first Rocky Bullwinkle toy. But yeah.
It's probably not a bad line to collect because, are you a completist when it comes to collecting?
Yes.
All right. So if you were just to get every Rocky and Bullwinkle pop, there's probably only 5 of them to collect. So it's probably not a bad place to start.
Yeah, it's a low number. So
Sarah started collecting. Well, she's collect pops for a long time, but then she decided, you know what, I'm only going to collect Pokemon pops, and they took a long time to come out. So, when Pokemon pops first came out, there was like 4 of them. So she had those 4, and then slowly they released another 2. And her Pokemon collection is now it's massive because they've released a lot just in the last sort of couple of years.
Yeah.
I loved Rocky and Bullwinkle show. Yeah, see, I just don't remember. I remember being on. Was it on in the mornings, like cartoons in the morning?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was one of those sort of Saturday morning cartoons, early bird show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah, I think it was before school or something. One of those ones. So, yeah.
See, the funny thing is, I remember all the stuff that I love, but I don't really remember the actual thing. So I loved Masters of the Universe. I love Transformers and all that. But there's very minimal stuff I actually remember. I remember the Transformers movie, but I couldn't tell you I remember too much of the show.
Okay.
Thundercats, loved it.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you anything about the show.
Yeah.
Same with Masters of the Universe. The only thing I remember about Masters is the Dolph Lundgren movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which I actually really like.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
What else you get, mate? Let's keep going through this haul.
Picked up some cheap ones.
Oh, yeah? Loki Marvel Legends. How much was that?
$15.
That's pretty good. That's like half of what they came out for, or more than half. These
Yeah.
come out for about $40 down here for you guys in the States.
Yeah.
So $15, that's a good buy. Because since I started buying toys, because I can kind of get some on discount and clearance at work, I try not to. I don't want to pay full price for a lot of stuff. It's very it's got to be something I really want. If I'm going to pay full price for it, I'd rather get a clearance thing on it. So those. I recently bought the Shin and Balin Black Series figures, right?
Yep.
So they got really delayed for us.
Okay.
So they came out at Zing, and there were very few. You couldn't find them anywhere. You were lucky to find them at Zing.
Yeah.
And then they came out at my work finally. I bought 2. I was like, I'm going to stash one away for a rainy day. And then we got a second shipment. Now we got a whole shelf full of them. I'm like, what? Damn it, they're going to go on clearance eventually.
Yeah.
All right. So you got a lot of Marvel Legends as well?
No, not a lot. But I just like the character Loki, and I bought another Loki, and I thought, I'll just have the pair, and they'll go well together.
Do you just collect the characters that you like?
Yeah, mainly just the characters. With Marvel stuff like that, it's mainly the characters. Star Wars, it's just everything.
Star Wars, everything. Keep on collecting. Just asking, did you enjoy the Loki TV series?
Yeah, I did. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Actually, it's probably one of the best Marvel TV series.
I only watched the first season, but it was one of the few that I enjoyed.
Yeah, second season, I think it's a lot better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did hear good things about this. It was because everything coming out from Marvel was not getting great reviews, and then that came out, and people rated Loki. So, what else you got? Do you have any of the older vintage Marvel Legends stuff, or is it just the newer stuff? Is that something because you've just started getting into it?
Yeah. I've just sort of started, picking here and there and stuff like that.
How
bargain?
Kmart during Christmas?
Yeah, exactly. $10 Marvel.
Kmart
Legends.
down here had $10 Marvel Legends figures, and this guy just posted, I went a bit crazy today, posted 20 of them.
Yeah.
I bought 2, but I bought them just to put aside for a giveaway. I bought a Wolverine and I think a Red Skull.
Right.
So, all right, what else you got?
Get the other one out.
Oh,
So that's the female Loki.
Lady Loki, is that what they call her?
Yeah.
Now that's not a proper character. That's more based on.
It's-
Oh wait, no, it is. It's like a multiverse character, right?
Yeah, it sort of is. Yeah, it's basically, it's more comic book, all that sort of stuff. But I just like the actual figure itself. It just, I've always liked the. I think it was Bishojo figures. They brought out a line where it's female Loki, female Thor.
Yeah, they're
stuff like
statues.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so the
statues,
Bishoju. I've got a bunch of those.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of the DC characters. So I've got like the Catwoman one was one of the most expensive things I've bought since collecting. I spent, I can't remember, but it was up close to $500 on that thing. Because the original one was, some people were flogging it off for 800. So normally I'd see it for like 800 to 1,000. Then someone was selling it for, it was around the 500, a little less, a little over. I can't remember, but I was like, oh, that's the cheapest I've seen it. I'm going to buy it. And you know what? I like the art on the box more than I like the statue.
Oh, okay.
Because that particular one, the face on the statue is actually not that great.
Yeah.
But they do some Star Wars ones too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
There's like a Mara Jade, is that her name?
Yeah, that's it.
I saw some of those at Go Figure.
There was two of them, I think.
Yeah, wasn't it the girl, I don't know her name. She flies X-Wings.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, I remember seeing them at Go Figure, and I was like, it was the first time I'd ever seen them, so I didn't know they did. Oh, they do a Ray as well.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah.
Have you got any of those?
No. Always loved them. And I just love to look at them, sculpt and everything like that. Paintwork, but just...
Another rabbit hole you don't want to go to?
It's just one of those rabbit holes where you just do not want to go.
Oh, we got a few people jumping in. What's going on, Art Chemist? Joey Bags, what's happening? Ask him to do his best American accent.
No.
Come on, man.
No.
You're a big movie buff. Can't you do it like a quote from a movie?
I cannot do accents.
Mick normally doesn't even like being on camera. You know, he's doing me a solid for coming on camera for me. So, what's the most expensive item you've seen today? I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of expensive. I mean, how much are those Transformers that do push-ups and dance moves? They're pretty expensive.
They're probably about 1,500 to 2,000, something like that.
Yeah, they're pretty cool though. I got a video of it doing push-ups and dancing to Billie Jean.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. There was a massive Predator figure. I don't know what's
the quarter scale.
Yeah, it was like $350.
Yeah,
maybe. You know me. Anything over 200 is too much for me.
I had one of the Lego sets over there. I'm not sure which one it was. I think it was 600. Voltron.
Okay.
And the Voltron Lego set. I think it was 600.
Those guys there, the brick store.
Yeah, back there. Yeah.
They've also got. There's a Wall-E Lego set. Wall-E, the Pixar thing.
Yeah.
Sarah's been after that, but it's $475. So because it's quite old, I guess. I didn't realize how Lego goes up so much.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it goes up sometimes when they stop making a set, put it in retirement, it just goes through the roof.
Insane. And do they re-release? Or is it one of those things like they don't do it very often?
Yeah, they just put out the set and they'll keep putting it out and then they'll just stop and that's it.
Because as a long-time collector, obviously, I think what I'm finding or learning about action figure collecting is obviously aftermarket prices are stupid.
Yeah.
But if you wait long enough, they will re-release that figure. Yeah. And a lot of collectors will buy the new figure and then off-sell the old one, right?
Yeah.
But does the old one go down in value? Or?
It does go down in value because the new ones it's usually a lot better paint, sculpt, articulation, stuff like that. So the old ones do go down in value, but it's if you wait long enough, it'll get re-released most of the time.
Well, there's a new Scarlet Spider coming out from that. It's in that kind of packaging, which I've pre-ordered, so I'm pumped for that one.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
Need to finish that.
Oh, okay.
That's the
Krang.
MNT Krang.
So didn't these guys also release one of the what's the name of that giant thing that Krang?
Yeah, his robot.
But it's really small.
It's a lot bigger. It's called an extra large, so it's an XL. What they call is an XL.
Yeah.
So it would be about 10 to 12 inches tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I could have sworn I saw one in the same similar size packaging as this.
it could have been, but they have released a bigger size one.
Okay.
Because these are based
So
on,
this one can go into.
Yeah. These are like, I think, 5-inch figures
Yeah.
or 5.5-inch figures. So these are just based off the cartoon. So I've got the others, and always like the bad guys. So
Do you have Shredder from that line?
yeah, I've
Okay.
got Shredder,
I've got-
Bebop, Rocksteady, Foot Soldiers. So,
April looks good in it from that.
Yeah,
line.
April. You got April Turtles. They're getting so much better with their paint and sculpt. So eventually, I think they'll be really good.
I've got
Related
my mate gave me the Shredder figure, so I was going to open it up just to play with it to see what it was actually like. Because some people say they don't like the likenesses on them, but
Yeah.
they look.
I mean, these ones are based on the cartoon.
Yeah.
So I mean,
not the original cartoon.
yeah.
Oh, really?
The 80.
No, but Casey Jones has that weird mask.
Yeah,
on his.
they have released others.
Yeah.
That are from comic books.
Yeah.
So they've released some from the cartoon, some from comics, and so
And do you collect vintage TMNT as well?
no, I used to have them, but I somehow got rid of them. They disappeared.
That's what happens.
Big box of them, and they have gone somewhere.
Isn't it weird how that happens?
I'd say they've gone to Vinnie's or something, and so
I can't remember who it was. Someone I saw recently. I can't remember if they were a YouTuber or what, but they were just saying that their parents actually held onto them all. Like they had like a little basement area and they had all the tubs of toys, and their parents actually held onto them. And then when they got older, they're like, "Oh, I want all these back," and they actually had their whole complete set of turtle stuff.
I do have that with Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
Vintage Masters of the Universe. My parents kept, or my mum kept absolutely everything in boxes and never threw it away. And of course, I pulled it out one day and still had weapons and still had this and that. So
I'm starting to feel like I don't want to go down the Masters of the Universe route of buying all the stuff, but I'm starting to feel like I just want He-Man and Skeletor.
yeah,
Like I'm not I mean, in some things I'm completist, but other things I just want what I like.
Yeah.
So because I don't really remember too much about the other, I had a lot of those figures when I remember them. My favorite He-Man figure when I was a kid was you put like the cap gun thing in his back,
okay,
and you twist him and you pull his trigger,
yeah,
and he like turns, and then the cap gun goes bang as he punches.
Yeah.
So I remember having that.
Well, I've got the Filmation figures coming out very soon. Well, we're here in America, so they'll be hitting Australia very soon.
Okay.
And they are likenesses for the cartoon. They're straight off the cartoon sort of thing. So they're not the vintage figures.
Yeah. But they're based on.
They're based on the cartoon.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Thanks, Matt, for jumping in. Joe wants to know, what is your most prized possession? That's a great question because I want to do a series, and I'm hoping to get this going this year, where I go to people's places and basically do a room tour of their collection. And one of the questions I think I was going to ask them is, I would probably say 3. We'll just do one for you now because you might be on the show in the future. If your house was burning down and you could save one thing, what would it be?
probably the Hot Toys Bespin Luke Skywalker DX7.
How much does that thing go for?
It goes for. It was always one of those things. It was the first Star Wars hot toy ever to be released. It was a double pack, so it had 2 figures, had the weather vane, lit up, it done everything, and it was one of those ones where I couldn't get it. It was a Grail, and it took so long to get. Like there's other vintage toys that I'd have to, but that one would definitely be the one.
I don't know a lot about the Hot Toys scene because it's not something that I've ever will be a part of. Sean, who's here, my only time I experienced Hot Toys was before Sean started his channel, that's Zara's Collectibles and Comics for you guys, you know him. He said to me, "Would you like to unbox these statues on your channel?"
Okay.
And I was like, "Yes, I would love to do that." And this is back when not many people watching my channel. Not that many people watch now, but that was my only time I got to experience Hot Toys. And I didn't realize that. I mean, they're technically action figures in most senses.
They're articulated, very articulated. So yeah, they are.
And then what is it? The sideshow ones are more statues? Because I get confused with the Sideshow and Hot Toys and what the difference is. And
Sideshow used to make all the Star Wars figures, and then Hot Toys came in and sort of took over it a little bit. Sideshow comes in every now and again with a figure here or there, maybe once a year, Star Wars. But yeah, for their statues, Sideshow do a lot of statues.
Okay. Because I think one of them he lent me had Sideshow attached to it, and then everything else was Hot Toys. So it was like the Gamora from Avengers movie. That was the first one. I unboxed like a Stan Lee one where he's in like an astronaut suit and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, that was my only time experiencing Hot Toys.
Yeah.
But like with the aftermarket for Hot Toys, where do you find them? I mean, do you still find them at collector stores and things like that? Or is it more like you buy them off Marketplace and things?
You do. It's basically to get second-hand ones. It's a lot of Facebook. Facebook groups are the best way to go if you're getting into Hot Toys. eBay, the prices are sometimes very high.
Yeah.
Ridiculous amounts. But Facebook groups are your best way of getting it. I mean, you've got other places like Pop Culture. That's where mainly I buy them because I buy them.
Yeah, but that's when you buy them new, right?
Yeah,
like when you
buy
pre-order
them
and stuff
new,
like that.
Yeah. I'd say, to be honest, Facebook groups.
Okay. It's funny because some people don't even think. I guess it's a different game. Like when you go on Facebook, because you're literally going to meet some random person you don't know. eBay just feels like a safer place to buy because you don't have to do anything. Just send it over, mate. But yeah, Marketplace. I've definitely picked up a couple of things off Marketplace, but I picked up some statues actually once. But yeah, I guess it's just some people don't even think. Yeah, because people tell me to look for comics on Marketplace, and I don't know. People, it seems dodgy sometimes. Like people will list the book and be like $10. I'm like, that's cheap, and then you go in and it actually won't be that price.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's like they'll false advertise it almost. It's really weird. So, all right, you got anything else?
Yeah. A little bit of vintage.
Some vintage. People like vintage.
Yeah. This is just to go in a display with vehicles. Like that.
Just for people watching, is this sound and everything looking okay? Because I've never done this. Hotspotting from my phone. My laptop's not plugged in. I've never done this before. So let me know if it's actually sounding and looking okay. All right, what do we got?
Got Chewy.
Can you do a Chewy impersonation?
No, I can't do a Chewy impersonation. I don't do impersonations.
All right. I'm surprised. What, you don't already have that?
Oh, I have the full set. But I just have vehicles on display.
Oh, okay.
So they just.
So you set them up onto.
Yeah,
okay, that's cool. That's cool. And that's why I need to have you on the show that I'm going to do in the future.
So
it's funny to think because obviously with a lot of comic collectors, we get doubles of stuff that we love, and we get it whether it's to sell or just to give to someone who also loves it. Toy doubles is an interesting one.
Yeah. So got the Chief Trapper. Another one to go into display. These are all to go into displays. Snow Trooper. None of these come with weapons or anything. That's why.
And that's why they're usually fairly cheap, right? If you can get them.
Yeah, you get them fairly cheap. I mean, the paintwork is really good on these. So,
well, I kind of want a vintage Luke, the one in the black robe, but I find he's always got his nose scratched off.
Yeah, there's a few figures. They sort of, when they're doing this sculpting and stuff, it's very sharp. The nose is very sharp, and the paint must be very brittle. There's a Luke from Hoth.
Man, that's so funny because I had these as a kid, and you look at them now, it's like, man, how did I think you looked good at one point? And you're like, oh, wait, camera's up there. Yeah, funny.
Yeah.
But I remember having one of those, I think, when I was a kid.
Yeah, so they'll just go in displays. stuff like that. I really should be cutting down on these because
You've already got them all.
yeah, I've got about 8 of them, 8 snowtroopers, but I've got to add at 80, however you say it, and you need to fill it up. You have to have.
So is your house kind of like Lobo's? Like, you know, you go to Lobo's and they got that awesome Star Wars cabinet that's got all the figures in their vehicles, and
it's not quite like that. There's part of it's like that, but the majority is pretty much Billy bookcases, glass shelves, glass doors. So yeah, keep it neat and tidy. Yeah.
And do you still have any of your Star Wars toys from when you were a kid?
I do. Yeah, very
Okay.
few. I didn't get a lot when I was a kid, but yeah, I still got the Cantina band. Cantina band? No, Jabba's band, Slice Noodles, Max Rebo band. That's right. I got that when I was a kid. There was a couple of other figures, and yeah. So,
See, I don't have mine from when I was a kid, but at least I know that they're at my brother's house where I can visit them sometimes. So, I mean, is that how you found my channel? Was that?
yeah.
Or were you already
Yeah,
from my brother's room tour video?
I think I usually go on YouTube looking for vintage stuff like that. Just videos of old toys and what people were doing with them and finding them and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, just come across your channel and yeah.
Now we're mates.
Yeah.
Are you into like customizing figures or any of that sort of stuff as well? Do you ever look into any of that stuff?
I have looked into it before, buying certain things for other figures and stuff like that. But like painting them, I've done a couple of repaints of figures, but nothing major. But yeah, customizing, it's one of those things where it's another deep hole you can go into and buying extra figures and customizing this figure to go with that. And, yeah.
One of the Star Wars collectors that I watch on YouTube, he did a video where he showed off his whole collection, and it's just like 2 shelves.
Yeah.
But he's got them like really tightly in there.
Yeah.
But almost every single one of them was customized, like repainted and things like that to make them look better. So,
look, some of them do a really nice job.
I think he even 3D prints things like accessories for people on the side as a side gig and things like that. So it's pretty cool. All right. Well, I don't know what else if Sean's going to come around, but I mean, we can still kill it for a little bit. If he doesn't come around, then I might just shut this down and then we'll do the routes. What's your plans for the day? Are you going to head off? Are you done?
I'm done. I'm going to head off. I've got a 2-hour drive home. So, and it's 35 degrees.
Yeah, so everyone's been complaining it's a very hot day today. I haven't complained once. I've just been like, at one point I was kind of a little sweaty, but I'm dealing with it okay. But all right, cool, man. Well, thank you for doing that. Hopefully, well, you know what? Like I said, I want to have a day one day when you come down. We'll go do some toy shops together. We'll do a vlog together. And then hopefully in the future, when I eventually get off my ass and do this room tour episode extravaganza show, I'll get you on that too. So, all right. Well, what I might do is maybe I might message Sean and see if he actually. I don't know if this is going to be good for live. Hang on, what's this? Have you met any celebrities other than SimpleSimon?
I met Murph Hughes.
Murph Hughes.
Murph Hughes.
Hey, they don't know who Murph Hughes is in America.
Oh,
Aussie icon.
Aussie cricketer icon. A long time ago, I was working for Pizza Hut, and I got a phone call, order a pizza. Yep, no worries. I had to go and deliver it. Of course, Murph Hughes was at a hotel, and he opened the door, and I was shocked to see who it was. And
so you didn't go to see him? You just happened to?
No, I just happened to deliver a pizza to him, and he was just got out of the shower and was wrapped in a bath towel, and It took me a minute to realise who it actually was.
Were you into do you ever go to cons and do the signature thing?
I have a couple of times. I've gotten now I'm going to blank on it.
Did you do Boba Fett?
No. I got the signature for the Crow, for the author of the Crow.
By James O'Barr? Yeah, I got
That's
that.
the one.
Yeah, nice.
But Yeah, I brought a Luke Skywalker or Mark Hamill signature piece, but yeah, signatures, props, stuff like that. I like them, but I just money.
Yeah, but also the worst thing about the signature things at conventions is lining up.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
a nightmare.
like it's fine for
It's-
comic book creators because you
Yeah.
might have to wait maybe second or third in line.
Yeah,
But the big celebrities. So the only time I did it was Kevin Eastman,
okay.
and I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll get my old Ninja Turtles book signed." 4 hours later, I got it signed. It was the worst, and I stood there for so long, and I'm not joking. I was doing a video, and my cameraman Tony was like, "Do you want me to go film while you wait in line?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." He went around and filmed footage for an hour. Came back and he goes, "You haven't moved," and I'm just like, "Yeah, I know." I hadn't moved. I moved like about a meter in the first 2 hours, I reckon. And not only that, my toe went numb. I reckon for 3 months, I couldn't feel my toe. It was the weirdest thing ever. So, but yeah, I don't know. The first celebrity I met actually was Christopher Lambert.
Oh, really?
So the first time I went to a Comic-Con, I went by myself. I just thought, you know what? I want to go check this thing out. I was starting to get interested in this sort of stuff. So I went there and I found out Christopher Lambert was there. So I was like, oh, I'm going to give him a sign my Fortress DVD, right?
Yeah.
Great movie. So I get there and I had no idea how it worked. I didn't realize. I got to the line and I was like, is this the Christopher Lambert line? He goes, have you got a token? I'm like, what's that? And they're like, you have to go buy a token to get a signature. I was like, okay, cool. So then I paid for my signature. I made a terrible joke to Christopher Lambert because in whatever year Fortress is set, because it's set in the future, right? It's like 2019, 2020, whatever it was. It was that year that I was getting to sign it. So I was like, I said something about it being the same year. And he kind of just looked at me. He didn't say anything and then looked back down and continued the signature. I was like, okay, that's cool, man. But that was one signature. I forgot I had that. But yeah, there hasn't been.
I met Hicks.
Oh yeah, that's right. So this is how I kind of met this dude.
Yeah.
He reached out to me and was like, after watching one of my brother's videos that I did with him, and he's like, hey, I've got an aliens figure that will make your brother jealous. I was like, oh, okay. I couldn't think of what it would be. And then he sent me bloody aliens figure that's signed by Michael Bean.
Yeah.
Or Michael Bain, as I used to call him. Yeah. But was that just that was an event just to see him, wasn't it?
That was at the Astor Theatre. So they were.
Oh, okay.
He was down. He was in Australia doing a couple of cons, and at the same time they started to show Terminator at the Astor Theatre, and yeah, he was there doing his signature signing, and yeah.
So, but you went to the event was kind of for him to do the signing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, it was good.
Excellent. All right. Well, mate, I might see if Sean's going to come around. I did message him. We'll see how we go because I'll probably only go on this for an hour. Not yet. Still one book, mate. We might not get a Sean appearance. He's only got one book. I'll show you what I got. How about that? I didn't buy much. In fact, I spent $10 on. I spent $10 on a Hot Wheels for Sarah. Actually, I should get Sarah to bring that over. That'd be fun. Let me message Sarah. Well, my phone's really hot and laggy right now from us hotspotting. So I bought Sarah Hello Kitty Hot Wheels, which is pretty cool. I've actually been looking for it, and on eBay they're like $10 to $15. So I assumed at that price they're probably new, and then some guy had it for $5. Boom. So I bought a few comics. There was some guys who had them $4 a book or 3 for $10. So the first book I saw was this, which is I've been buying these in a lot of my vlogs recently. The Who's Who. They're like bios of all different characters, but I didn't have one with Batman on it. So that was the first book. I was like, well, there's $4. And then I found a second book, which was a Kiss cover that I've wanted. This is a classic X-Men cover, the wedding Kiss cover. And since I bought that, I was like, well, I may as well get a third book. Okay. So Sarah's in the other room, so she said no. And then I just thought I'd fill out the $10 3 for $10 with a Darth Vader, Darth Sidious book. These were cool. Do you have comics?
No, I do have I've got the last run of the Dark Horse Star Wars set, but
Okay.
I never grew up with comics only because I lived in a sort of small town as a teenager, and you could never get comics anywhere. So
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I used to buy comic books back when I was a kid and I was into comic books. I'd buy them from the newsagent.
yeah,
All right. And then I remember, and this all came back to me once I got back into comic books as a bloody nearly 40-year-old. But I remember, I think I stopped getting them because one day newsagents stopped getting comic books
okay, yeah,
and they became exclusive to comic shops.
yeah,
And comic shops weren't easy to come by, like especially when you're like, it's not like I drove. I could just drive to a comic. You'd have to go to the city or somewhere, travel somewhere crazy. So I think that's why I stopped getting them. But it was something that I did enjoy back then, and then just I don't know, just randomly sort of came back into it.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for you, you probably, I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars stuff out there. Like,
Yeah.
If you, because do you,
yeah.
as a Star Wars fan, this is a good question. As a Star Wars fan, do you like the current Star Wars stuff?
Tough question. I do. I like a lot of the TV series. Andor was probably, I'd say, the best one. Out of the
Okay, yep.
Out of the TV
It's
series.
funny, right? So I actually enjoyed Andor, but a lot of people who like Star Wars were complaining how it was slow and boring. And look, I understand where they're coming from because it is slow. It is a slow burn,
Yeah.
but it also was very. If you cared about the characters, then
Yeah.
you wanted to kind of know what happens.
Yeah.
Where it's boring is if it's slow and you don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but do you like the other shows that have come out, Ahsoka and all that?
Ahsoka was good. I didn't mind that. That was all right. Like, a lot of people complain about it. Yeah, look, I'm a huge original trilogy fan. Massive original trilogy fan. I'm not a huge prequel at all. I never really got into the prequels or anything like that, or even the new trilogy. But, I mean, with Ahsoka and all that, I didn't mind it. It was all right.
Yeah, well, just the teaser as well. The next episode of The Noob with me and Mark is called Everything That's Wrong with Star Wars. And I just let Mark go on a tangent about old Disney and how he hates it all. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But yeah, we all have different views and we all like different stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I think I might have someone coming over the table soon. I think Justin from the other side is going to come show me his Dragon Ball stuff. So what's your plan, mate? You're going to head now?
Yep, I'm going to head off.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking around for fucking 5 hours to hang out with me.
No, you're all right. Yeah, that's all good.
I appreciate that.
Oh, good.
And yeah, like I said, just let us know next time you're in town, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do a vlog together.
Yeah.
You know? Toy friends.
All right. See you
All
later.
right. Cheers, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Drive safe.
Yeah, all good.
All right. Well, I'll see if I can man this by myself. Anyone in the chat have any questions for me? How good does this look with this light? I mean, I'm a bit white. Do I look very white? This webcam I use picks up a lot of light. But how good does this look? It looks pretty good with this background, doesn't it? I could get used to this. Anyway, I'm just rocking it by myself. If no one comes in the next 10 minutes, I might have to leave. People are walking past like, who the hell is this guy? And I'm like, you don't know? You don't know who I am? Look at all these people in the chat. There's like 12 people watching right now. So I should have someone coming over to show us his haul of things. I'm just got my eye on the door, so I don't know if you can see. Oh, you can't see. Oh, wait. I keep thinking that I'm using the webcam on my laptop, but I'm actually, there's Mick. He's on the other side. But I've actually got my webcam on the on the tripod. I got my laptop separate today. So yeah, how am I going for battery life? No, battery life is going good. Wait, sorry, let me the Star Wars plus Mick equals gold. Yeah, Mick Mark. Yeah, Star Wars and Mark. Mark loves his Star Wars. You're killing it. Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you very much. Hopefully Justin doesn't take too long. Going to send him over. All right, so I've got someone on the way. I got a guest. Sean Zars might not be making an appearance because I messaged him. He said he's only bought one book, and I'm like, you know what? Your one book ain't worth showing. Maybe I'll show his one book. We'll see. Interview people walking by. I would love to do that, but again, they're gonna be like, I don't know you. Go away. Leave me alone. What's going on here? How's the vibe down there? Been a six? Yes. It's been a great day. The only thing is, it is, like I said, a very, very hot day today. So a lot of people are just very sweaty in here. With basketball court, there's no AC. We've just got a fan. So yeah, but it's starting to wind down. So the event actually finishes at 3 o'clock. So it started at 9 a.m. for the early birds, 10 a.m. for the rest of everyone else, and then it's only going until 3 p.m. It's 2:15 already. So we're sort of starting to wind down. I'll probably get Justin on if he ever shows up. Show us his haul, and then we'll probably wrap it up because that'll give me some time to sort of pack up all my stuff and, go say bye to people, Anyway, so another teaser. I've obviously filmed a vlog today. For those who enjoy the vlogs, the vlog will be coming out this Wednesday. Wednesday's my prime time, for those who don't know. Why is he taking so long? I'm going to message him and say, why is he taking so long? Because I'm soloing it here. Okay, he's coming. Sarah must be watching, because I was about to message Sarah and say, where is he? And Sarah's like, he's coming. Very good. Very good. Okay. Yeah, so people must be looking at me now by myself being like, what is this guy doing? Who does he think he is? A YouTuber? How's the smell up? That's a great question, which I don't want to answer right now. Yeah. Any convention, it's always kind of a sweaty affair. So, and then what's your number one piece of advice for new collectors? I think the most common advice for people is collect what you like. Don't collect what other people like. Collect what you like. People are saying bye behind me here. Oh, here he comes. I can see him. Justin, he's about to come from this side of the screen. Oh, there he is. Look at this guy. He's got a whole ton of stuff to show. This guy, what's going on?
Oh yeah, another day.
Did you pick up a few things?
Oh yeah, I thought come over and we'd have a bit of a chat.
Excellent. Keep me company. All right, this is Justin. You might have seen him in some of my vlogs. Him and Sophie. You can follow him. You know what? What's your Instagram? Because he's not just a collector. He's quite the artist.
Oh,
you sold some art today.
Yeah, I did. Sold one art piece, which was one more than I was expecting to sell, which is, it's not bad.
That's good. Sarah, you know what? Sarah was actually eyeing that off too. She was like, that is so awesome. So, but then she missed out. You don't buy it straight away, you miss out. Next time I see you at an event, I'm going to bring a blank comic book.
Yeah.
And get a commission, sketch cover commission from you.
Yeah, sweet.
Because your art's pretty sweet.
Oh, cheers.
What's your IG, man?
So my IG is Justin _
666.
666. Yeah.
Justin, right?
Yes, Justin.
666. How original. Did you know my phone number ends in 666?
Oh, seriously?
That's right. They gave me the choice, and I said, I'll take that one.
Oh, crazy.
All right, so check out Justin. He shares his collectibles, but like I said, he also is quite the artiste. All right, what'd you spend your money on today, mate? Because I spent nothing.
Spend my money on today, so I guess I'll give a plug to a few places.
Oh, this guy plugging. He knows how to do it.
Yeah.
It's not your first rodeo.
So I'm going to go with a place called, I think they're called
Thrilled?
Oh, no, sorry, not Thrilled. Limit Breaker Toys or Limit Breaker Collectibles. So I ended up getting these three from them.
The camera's up here if you're going to, yeah.
Bob's right. So I got this cool Broly, Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Nice. Oh,
yeah.
It's hard. I don't know why. It picks up so much light. There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty sick. Big fan of Dragon Ball. I do prefer Z Broly, but Super Broly is really cool too. He's got that Bar's ear, I believe, from the movie. It's really cool.
I don't know a lot about Dragon Ball.
You don't?
Yeah, so Dragon Ball was a thing that when I was a kid, I was never exposed to it growing up, except for one time. I used to have my best friends. They took me over to their cousin's house, and their cousins were super cool. They had BB guns and all these cool toys, and they were watching this thing. We're like, what's this? It's Dragon Ball Z. You loser. You don't know what this is? Watch this. And it was very cool. Yeah. But I never watched it again since that time.
Oh,
so
seriously?
I didn't really know anything about it. And a lot of my friends, especially from the comic book scene, just in the last 12 months, and things, all got into Dragon Ball, reading the manga.
Yes.
They all smashed it out in a month. And love.
Yep.
And have all converted over to manga.
Yes.
Because of it.
Yes.
So
it's pretty amazing stuff that Akira Toriyama did, and and pretty sad what's happened recently.
Yes,
But,
I did hear that.
Yes, but what else we pick up? We picked up these two. So I picked up. I don't know if anyone's ever watched a TV show called Baki Hanma or Baki the Grappler. I think was one of the original TV series from was it maybe late 2000s?
Yeah.
Late 2000s.
So is the one on Netflix the original, or is that a remake?
No, that's a remake.
Reboot or whatever.
It's funny because I feel they've done maybe 3 or 4 renditions of Baki. So the one I remember watching was the one released in the 90s. It was like an original video animation, when they were doing that sort of thing. And, and it was Baki Hama at a martial arts tournament, and he was fighting the guy that pulls out the nerves and severs the cords. But, yeah.
Someone likes your t-shirt. We've got Watcher here. What's his favorite track off Horrified?
I'm going to go with, what's that song? Is it Black Breath? I'm going to go with that one.
Watcher's a big metalhead himself.
Oh, there you go.
Shares a lot of vinyl on his IG.
Yeah.
And he's a channel member, so shout out to Watcher.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Watcher.
I heard there was a call to arms for the troll army. Oh, okay.
Pitchfork and Torch. Well, where are you? Come and say good day.
He's on the other side of the world. All right.
So we got the main character from that show. We got Baki Hama, the world's strongest, 16, 17-year-old? Yeah, teenager.
Oh, he's that young.
18 maybe in the last show.
Is he on any juice or what?
Yeah, he's on something. Yeah, he's on he's on some mad.
He's not as much juice as this dude though.
No, not as much juice as my boy.
So before, when Sophie was showing this, she's like, I don't know, is this Street Fighter? And I was like, I mean, if Saget got old and started karate,
that's it. Shrunk a little bit and just bulked up even more.
But then I recognized him. So
100%. So this is a character from that show. His name is Dopo Orochi. So he runs, I forget what their style is, some tiger style. It's really, really cool.
Kind of looks like Old Wolf. He's one of my friends in the chat. Old Wolf, that kind of looks like you when you're on juice.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have a massive collection of this stuff?
So Baki, no. I've only got one figure at the moment, and it was a figure I picked up on my last trip to Japan in July. It was a soft vinyl figure, and it was of one of my favorite characters in the show called Hanayama. He's like the leader of a Yakuza faction, and he's got this giant scar across his face. The most badass character you've ever seen, so love him. So that's the only other figure I've got in my collection in terms of Baki stuff. But
we're at the Darabin Sports Centre at the Melbourne Comic and Toy Fair today, out here in Reservoir. Streaming live. Never done this before. It's fun. All right, what we got?
Next thing I got is I got these 3 from a store. Can't even remember the name of this store.
Okay, yep.
It's
not the. Is that a Power Ranger?
This is not a Power Ranger, but this is something close to the sort. So it's from a. I think it was called Kamen Rider Beast.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's another one of those Metal Heroes sort of things. That Tokusatsu property. So
looks like a anime Japanese Rocketeer almost.
Yeah, very much the case.
Yeah, very cool.
So very cool, and I think he actually still works. He makes a bit of sound.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's gonna stuff in mic.
No, that's all good. That's cool.
So Kamen Rider Beast, picked up him. And I also picked up this, which I think are really cool figures. But this is from a show I believe released in the 90s called RSP Winspector.
What a name.
So it stands for Rescue Services Police.
Is that a wheel on his chest?
That is a wheel. That is indeed a wheel on his
chest. And does he turn into a bike or something? What is
to be honest, I have absolutely no idea. No, I just like the green guy from RSP Winspector.
Right.
But the yellow dude, he looks sick too.
Now, were these characters before or after Power Rangers?
So the Kamen Rider, I believe, is that started, I believe, in maybe the late 70s, early 80s.
Okay, that's quite
so I would say that's before Power Rangers, or what was it called in Japan? It was is it Super Sentai, something like that? Yeah, with the original Power Rangers. I believe Kamen Rider's before that. RSP Winspector was released after, I believe, after Power Rangers.
Okay.
So, or Super Sentai, as it's known in Japan. So,
All right, I know what this is.
you know what this is?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a fella that looks like our little dog at home, Arlo. It is a mini soft vinyl Goomba from Nintendo. So, yeah. What is there to say about Goomba? It's just
Well, okay. Let's do some. Did you watch the Super Mario Brothers movie back in
Yeah.
the day? The
yes,
live
I
action?
did. I did. Yeah.
What did you think of their representation of Goombas? Because I remember I was so pumped to watch that Mario Brothers movie, and then when the Goombas came, I was like,
Oh, it's like,
I was
my
like,
God.
what?
They're the Goombas.
It's like the opposite. They got like tiny heads.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, it's that's So I don't think it was a very accurate representation in that film, was it? But, so that's the Goombas. So that's what I got.
Are you a big Mario guy, Nintendo guy? What's the story? Why the Goomba?
It's funny. Well, I do collect a lot of Nintendo. I really love their designs, but yeah, contrary to popular belief, I'm more of a Sega guy. I grew up with a Sega. Yeah, so my first console was a Sega Master System Mark II.
Yeah.
And then once that shattered itself, we moved on to the Sega Mega Drive Mark II.
I had the original Nintendo growing up.
Yep.
And then Nintendo was the big thing. But I thought Sonic the Hedgehog was so much cooler than a fat little plumber.
100%.
So I ended up getting a Sega Mega Drive as well.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
And it's funny because I have this argument with a couple of friends. It's like, oh, Nintendo is so much superior. It's like in Sonic, when the hell are you going to ever use that speed? You know what I mean? When are you going to use that? You know, it's more of a platformer than it is. It's not a race. You know, you're going to finish the thing. But I'm like, no, it's just cool. I think the graphics are better. What's that old saying that they used to use? Sega does what Nintendo don't. Yeah, there you go. So, and yeah, I'm an avid believer of that. So, awesome. On to the next thing. I got this. So, this is a plug for the guys. It's AJ and Sipta at This Is Not a Toy Store. I got this from their store called The Headless Ones by Fletcher Hanks.
They've actually got a figure that I really want.
Yep.
I just have never been able to afford it when it comes to these things. It's like, you know, they remake like the little 3 3/4 figures.
Yes.
They've got a No Retreat, No Surrender one.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yeah,
So that's funny you say that because that's
Yeah.
actually one of my good mates.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he runs a toy company called Made to Break Toys.
Yep.
So yeah, he does all that, that bootleg, reaction style minifigure.
Yeah, the No Retreat. I was like, oh, that's super cool.
It's
I wouldn't
amazing.
mind and it's like and the thing with those, I mean, I understand the price because they're like a one of one. They don't.
Yes.
They're not. There's not like 10 of them you can buy. You know, they only make one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So-
So he just releases like really minimal runs every now and again. But the funny thing about that figure as well is he actually tagged Jason Stillwell, the main actor from No Retreat, No Surrender, on IG. And
What's that guy doing these days?
I have absolutely no idea. I think he's living a very cruisy life. But so Jason Stillwell ended up sharing that toy, and
Oh, really?
people were
That's
just
cool.
like going ham on the post and just going, "Oh, where can I buy that from?" And so yeah, that was really cool for my boy Mate to Break.
And you're sorry, let me just answer Kelly's question. I don't know what the best comic I saw today. There was definitely some bangers. There was a guy who was selling the first Dr. Aphra in a 9.6 slab for $200. That's cheap. And he had first Star Wars as well for $200, but it was like a 6.0, so it was a little bit low grade, but pretty good prices at this place. I was going to say, Sophie mentioned this is something you might want to venture into. Making toys?
Making toys, yeah. I definitely want to get there, I reckon, at some point and really give it a tackle. I love all sorts of toys, anything from, your PVC, ABS style figures to, your more, your soft vinyl or your softer style figures.
How does one even start doing that? Do you use other figures and like pull them apart to make a new figure? How does that work?
So for me, it all starts with like an original design or a sketch or some little blueprints that you scratch up, and then I just use a 3D sculpting platform. I used to sculpt from clay and stuff back in the day, but it's just hella messy. Yeah, so it's been hours cleaning up, but so yeah, so I just use a 3D sculpting platform. I've used Blender before, and you just sort of chip away at it, and then before you know it, you've got a finished product, and then from there you can 3D print them. And yeah, so would really want to get into that and really, I don't know, start something.
And this is not a toy store; it's like the ultimate platform.
Oh, 100%. So
for that sort of stuff.
So if you guys don't know, the guys in our store are just amazing. They're just so supportive, like the most positive people you'll ever meet. You know, so they're amazing. Yeah, they're really like an inspiration, I think, for like Melbourne budding and toy makers. You know, so really cool. So got those. What else? So I got these from Catchem Collectibles.
Oh yeah.
So I got this Loot Crate plushie. It's a face hugger from Aliens.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so it's got like a little smiley face. And I was like, what the hell? Like that's so sick. True.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I'm big on my Aliens at the moment, so
yeah,
that's hilarious. Oh yeah, look at the back.
I think it's hilarious. So I'm just like,
that's cool.
Yeah, so sick. I mean, it's something I grew up with as a kid. You know, that Aliens, especially the second movie, is like probably in my top 10, maybe top 15.
I basically about probably a year and a half ago. Actually, no. So I bought the Aliens Nerf gun.
Yes.
And that just got me obsessed with it all again. So I went and rewatched every Aliens movie. And in the last year, like Aliens is like my big thing now. So
it is amazing. And the second one is just action packed, you know. But that first one is just terrifying.
Two completely different films.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, more of like really. Like it builds up on
like
that
a thriller in it,
suspense,
and then the second one
thriller,
is, as my friend likes to call the second one, it's the stadium rock version of the franchise.
Oh,
you know?
man,
So,
he hit the nail on the head with that. That's definitely the stadium rock version. And then I don't know, what would you call number 3?
Bollocks.
Yeah,
I saw that at cinemas back in the day.
Yeah,
I rewatched it for the first time, probably since I saw it at the cinemas. It was a lot better when I watched it now than I remember it being. But the actual CG and the effects are really bad, really bad. I think it's now we've upscaled to HD and all that stuff. It makes all those effects that were okay back then look terrible now.
Yeah.
So,
but, I just wanted to see more of my boy Bishop, Lance Henriksen.
he shows up everywhere.
Brief second, he's in pieces. And, they repatch him in. But so then the other thing I got from Catchem Collectibles was this little. How would you call it? It's like a diorama, so it's a
there's a little petrol station. What is it?
So it's a little food chain in Japan called Yoshinoya.
It's actually really heavy. This box.
And so they make so Yoshinoya make like like meats and they do like a katsu curry and ramen and that sort of thing. So it's really delicious. If you've never been to Yoshinoya's, how would I say it? Plug Yoshinoya, yeah. 100%. Shout out to Yoshinoya.
Japan's my dream. Hopefully, within I don't know. Sarah's like, save up your money. I was like, I've got enough money for a ticket. I just don't think I've got enough money to buy all this stuff just yet.
So I've got that from Catchem, and then I feel bad because I forgot the name of the store. They're over there. They're really nice people. They did a good deal on me for this. So obviously a big Dragon Ball fan, and I've been collecting these Master Lee's figures from the Ichiban Kuji line for quite some time. So I ended up picking this B prize Dabura.
Explain B prize.
So B prize is so for those who don't know, Ichiban Kuji is a prize lottery system run out of Japan. So the only way you get in, you can go to I think it was 7-Eleven, Lawson, Family Mart, all those other sort of convenience stores. You can buy
convenience stores over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can buy these things, these raffle tickets from this thing called Ichiban Kuji. What you do is you just open the tickets and it'll reveal a prize. And I think for each Ichiban Kuji, there's a limited number of these prizes per lottery. So for the B prize, I'm not too sure how many there was in this particular set, but there might be maybe 3 or 4. Once those 3 or 4 have been taken off the lottery, then they're no longer available. And then the other prize, you just keep going till you win the other prizes. So the A prize of that same set was this Super Saiyan Gohan in the Great Saiyaman outfit. Which I needed to. I've now collected this set.
So you can't buy these things.
You can. So you can buy them on the secondhand market.
Yeah.
So places like eBay.
Yeah, but you can't buy these. They're made specifically for those raffles, right?
Yes, made specifically for those raffles.
So,
well, Ichiban Kuji, anyways. I know in North America, I believe they run a thing called Ichibancho. So Ichibancho is not part of Ichiban Kuji, so it's not a lottery system. It's just that they release these figures just Dragon Ball market to buy outright. But most of them get an Ichibancho release. But there's a thing part of Ichiban Kuji called the Last One Prize, and the Last One Prize never gets an Ichibancho release. So they're exclusive only to Ichiban Kuji or the lottery.
So they did that once at I think it was Comic-Con.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Yep.
So, and it was in one of my videos because Sarah's friend was working at the stall.
Right.
So Sarah bought a couple of things and got, key rings or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll buy one.
Yeah.
And then she reveals the thing and then she picks up a bell and starts ringing it.
Yeah.
And she goes, you got the A prize. And I'm like, what's that mean? Is that good?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
And then she comes and dumps this massive statue.
Yeah.
On the table, goes, here you go. I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
It's like a My Hero Academia one.
Oh, there you go. Sweet.
Yeah.
Do you know which character?
Yeah, it was a Deku one.
Oh, Deku.
Just sweet. I was like,
sweet.
this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, 100%. That's bad.
And my other two friends are like, they bought like 4 tickets and like, we didn't get
I
nothing.
didn't get anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a handkerchief.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a good memory. I still haven't opened that thing actually. I should
There you go.
open it.
Unboxing.
That's everything?
That is
Well,
everything.
mate, you definitely had a good good day today, right?
I cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, it's more of an addiction, mate.
I know. I'm actually was well behaved today. I only bought those 3 comic books. Like I said, I spent more money on Sarah than I did on myself. So that's good. But yeah, that's it. I think I'll wrap it up. We've gone for a bit over an hour. Thank you, Justin, for helping me fill that hour out because I was starting to get a bit nervous.
Not a problem.
My mate Sean bailed on me. He said he only bought 1 book. I was like, just someone walked past before. So
You can always rely
just
on
giving him
me.
shit.
You can always.
That's right. All right. So from now on, right, I expect you to have that much stuff at every event I see you at. So
Done.
all right. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out in the chat and listening to us, checking out Justin's haul, checking out Michael's haul, listening to Nyan. I appreciate it, and obviously again appreciate Nyan for putting on this event. It's been a great day.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, I'm going to end it. So thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your night overseas, and enjoy the rest of the hot day over here. Keep it simple. Oh.